Blessed all ones and ones. Blessed be his name, the Mawe, Haile Selassie. We give thanks and praise as always. We must ever give thanks to Rastafari. We must always give thanks for Jesus, Kerisitas, say, the Savior of our inner grace. We must always come forward and give thanks to him, the Mawe Haile Selassie, for the restoration of the throne of Zion. We give thanks to him. Him Nigus sa Nagas Ethiopia. Him the Mawe Haile Selassie, blessed be his name. Are you again giving thanks and bless the name of him? Bless our sons and daughters of our Father. Bless them that bless themselves. In Kedemawe. Bless them that bless themselves in Rastafari. Bless them that bless themselves. The name Nigus Sa Nagas Ethiopia. And the name of our fathers and strength. Exebier. Yemesken. We are now also to continue the sixth plague, where we are now entering into part 4. But at this moment we will refer to the power given to all sons of him, Kedemawe, all sons of Rastafari. We must stand up. We must have our heart depthed in his fullness. For in him we give glory. Amen. We have seen how the League of Nations have disrespected the words and sound of Kedemawe Haile Selassie. We have seen the judgment that has been bellows over and across the port of the whole world. We have seen where the powers of His Majesty in the annihilation of the sixth plague and the powers of loosening of that six plagues. Beloved, we see how infection has been taken over. It's full time, it's high time. We are never to come short of judgment. The League of Nations shall suffer the consequences of their disrespect to Kedemawe Haile Selassie. We must take great pride and enter into the fullness to read this book, the book of the prophecy, the plague of the nation, because it addresses the prophetical employment of the terror that was pronounced on all countries that denied intervention against the Holocaust done by the Italian and Germania monsters. The book of the prophecy, the plague of the nation, on page 212, it highlights Haile Selassie address to the League of Nations on the June 30, 1936. We refer to them and say that it will be us. It is us today, Ethiopia. You, all of you, tomorrow. We have now taken charge to see the fullness of that prophecy taken into action. And don't take it easy, beloved, because the plague has been loosened. The President of the Assembly of the League of Nations addressed Haile Selassie, His Imperial Majesty of Ethiopia, Negus and Nagas Ethiopia, which many onlookers thought to be an insult when the President vows respect to His Majesty. The people of Rome see it an insult, but judgments are also pronounced on them as well. The outburst of the onlookers gave way for the Romania chairman who stand on his feet and say to it, by addressing the moment and the presentation of His Majesty, the presence of His Majesty Haile Selassie at the League of Nations. He said, when he gave reverence to His Majesty, he said, to the door of these savages, when they claimed that it was a disrespect for his reverence. The President of the League of Nations, when he sees Majesty, he vowed and he said, he addressed Kedemawe as His Imperial Majesty of Ethiopia, and his bow his head. I said, and lookers of Rome see that disrespect, but behold, the hand of Jah, the sound of judgment. The president said, to the door with these savages. His Majesty in his prophetical response to the assembly at the League of Nations warned without apologetic fear, saying, the companions of the League of Nations should not sit at ease because it is Ethiopia today, but will be you tomorrow. His Majesty's hunger and wrath poured on the League of Nations created a turmoil that aggravates and produces His Majesty's hunger and wrath poured on the League of Nations created a turmoil that aggregates and produce act against each of the individuals at the League of Nations, creating World War II in the year 1939. I ask no question, as I am sure of the destiny and inevitability of the judgment that shall lodge into the League of Nations. But then, what more can one say? Is it the same wrath that stimulates World War II that will progress the path of World War III? As there are many Trump presidents in the making to arise, however, this Trump determined to prove himself to the utmost, as whether he stays or go, the ruling antagonistic in character will be placed automatically. He will be replaced. Brothers and sisters, I put it to you that the hour of anger is nigh. The judgment of our Lord Haile Selassie has been pouring out. The power of Xavier is never to be withheld. No prayer, no church or state can alter that which is to be done. The League of Nations, now acted in the year 1941 to 1935, cut an element of conduct to address and seek to overturn the absence of truth within the dialogue of the covenant formed by the Big Four, according to the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. The League of Nations, now disbanded in 1946 by the Big Three, which is the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and the Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin. We see the demand for another league called UN, and that is their request. They see the demand. By then, the vile person has manifested himself to be the United States of America, and within the contrast of prophetical point of view, all surrounding borders of the North found themselves tied with the USA controversial attest, power and dominance. Even though the British tried to refuse the takeover, in requesting from the UNA, he demanded no takeover by the USA. However, the articulation of the trustee and memorandum of the treaty and covenant of the United Nations was already in the power of the heavy overlord USA. A book of great accuracy has prevailed to give long analytical description of the prophecy foretold Daniel about these nations and leagues. It made great companion of the vile person, it made great comparison of the vile person listed in the prophecy of Daniel. The book titled the book of the prophecy of the plague of the nation, it has given occurrence of dispute that surround the wars leading to World War II, and it continues to indicate predetermined wars leading to World War III. The prophetical book, the book of the prophecy, the plague of the nation, gives detail on the act of the employment of soldiers sent against the king of Ethiopia. In fact, its information explains Catholic Church consecration of the movement, while the Bishop of Udine, Bishop of Padua, Bishop of Cremona, Pope Pius XI, and others endorsing the movement. They all consecrate the soldiers and bless them with their wrath to come against the King of Kings of Ethiopia. That is the turmoil, that is the issue of Catholic, I say to you. Page 290 of the book of the prophecy, the plague of the nation, analyze the prophetical indication given by Daniel 11 verse 44, and with conclusion it gives the assumption of World War III and its beginning. However, after World War II, horror and fear steep into the European borders, with the inevitabilities that presumed by the prophetical announcement, the terror of the East begins. The terror of the East is the immediate portion of the leagues. In that the League of Nations, the United Nations, will find the issue substantially important to keep the East below arms efficiency. Nevertheless, in all their effort, the terror will plague them continuously and contentiously until which is determined by the yellow lamb. The aggression of the Cold War and the Eastern blocks are articulating and returning, and the Western bloc will not be a maneuver to the task. Western world, as with the United States, will conform to the deeds and the duty of the Eastern bloc. And that is the inevitability that is to be ahead. History provides us with knowledge indicating one, that His Majesty was prophetical, and his orthodoxy approach empowered him the prophetical task, as he was surrounded by the Ethiopian perils and the atrocities met on the account of the Italian and the Germania gods. His Majesty Haile Selassie's prophetic speech was merely a brief summary of the word spoken. But the man clothed in linen speak the word, and he said, "But he shall have power over the treasure of gold and the silver, and over all the prophecy of things, and Egypt and Libyans and Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble them. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and to utterly make away many." Daniel 11:43 and 34. It was on the account spoken by the prophet Daniel to enlighten our eyes, Majesty, and His Majesty to give warning that the recurrence will follow, and in light of the League's action and announce his prophetical speech, and in light of the League action, the League of Nations, by the word of Haile Selassie, when he sees and understands the prophetical announce of the book of Daniel, he gave them this warning, that they should not stay at ease, and will be damned tomorrow. However, they did not understand the fullness, they did their correspond to determine. However, the Mag League of Nations, thinking to be omnipotent in duty of all overspreading economical power and government, think not to adhere and respect the voice of Kedemari Haile Selassie, but acted as in the days of Enoch. To remember, it was in the days of Enoch who warned all the kings to stand still and respect the covenant of peace. Instead, disobedient Nephilims filtrated themselves within the demand of men and created mayhem against the principle of the universe set by Enoch. Rastafari, who is sustainable by the banner of Xavier, saith the fifth, and saith this, how the ungodly men, how they exist as ungodly men. With tender mercies he required the action of diligence. Nevertheless, the League of Nations will come to the spirit of these watchers, and obey the voice of Haile Selassie, who rang out at world peace and asked that the peace should exist. His Majesty Haile Selassie continued to warn, but the day of judgment approaches, and with great understanding he says, "Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally permanently discredited and removed and abandoned, everywhere shall be war. And until there are no longer first class and second class citizens of any race or nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eye, until the basic human rights are equal, guaranteed to all without regard to race, there will be war until that day of lasting peace of world citizens. It will be international war. It will remain, but a fleeting illusion of peace will pursue. Blessed be the word of Haile Selassie. Beloved brethren and sisters, Jah Rastafari, we give thanks for this hour, this warning. The League of Nations shall feel the wrath of Xavier. The League of Nations shall suffer the consequences of disrespect. As the watchers in their days who disrespect the King of Kings, Enoch in that time who keep the peace, so it shall be. Behold, the issue of the Cold War will return. The nations that bind themselves in the epics of the Cold War should fuse together, and there shall be war. Loosen of this